Hi. So, the test tray. The test tray is an amazing application on our device and on our technology. There are many applications. I've had a lot of questions on how we can use it and what kind of applications we have. Let's start from the beginning. And what is it? What is the test tray? First of all, have in mind that within our test tray, there is a built-in orgone, and the magnetic field makes it even stronger. Figure like a satellite or an antenna. It sends off, it emits, and also receives information. It not only sends, but it also receives. Okay, it's just like the harness. So having said that, when we're calibrating and when we're testing, the test tray is connected, obviously. It's also receiving and sending information. So let's have a look. And as we go along, I'll explain more. So while we're calibrating, and if we have someone on harness, they're also next to the test tray, obviously, and making that quantic field around them even stronger. Okay. Usually, when we are testing, that's the next field. The next step after calibration, let me just show you. Great. So when we're testing, I've always said in all the lessons I do that the best thing you have is to, when you're testing a client, to leave the room. And the reason is because of the test tray. If you are also in there, in the room with your client, information from you will also be taken in. Because remember, the test tray is also, it's sending, but it's also receiving information. And the test tray sends and receives information up to measurable. The quantic field is indefinite, right? Remember that as a quantic field, it's indefinite. But measurable with devices, it's 10 to 15 feet. Okay, so having said that, we always say that you as a therapist should go out of the room while you're testing your clients so that information from the matrix is not distorted with also your information, right? So we're out of the room. Having said that, many times we may have a client, let's say with a pacemaker that you do not have on harness, right? But they are next to the device and next to the test tray. So in that sense, the test tray is getting their results during testing and also during their biofeedback session. They are getting the therapeutic frequencies, let's say, and the training that we're doing through our biofeedback session through the test tray. Okay, so in essence, we're getting information and we're also emitting therapeutic frequencies and through, the quantic field through the test tray. Having said that, there are other applications as well that I'll be showing you. Of course, this course is more in depth in our specialist certification courses, but I'm just going over it kind of quickly so that you can have an idea of some of the applications. The point is being creative with your device. And the point also is that possibilities are infinite with your device. If you are creative on how you want to work, you can think of new applications. Okay, it's our the way of working, and with the test tray is just infinite. There's infinite possibilities, and I'm just going to show you just some of them. Now, as I said, on one hand, you may have a person with, let's say, a pacemaker, so you don't have them on a harness, or you have them on a harness, but you've disabled the harness, and the test tray is doing, the testing and the training. All right. You can have a group of people in the room and doing group therapies, whereby the test tray, and through its quantic field, okay, it's taking in the information and sending out the information, which is fantastic. Okay, there's other ways also in things that you can do, like say if you don't have a person physically present, or some people cannot come for some reason, you can put part of their DNA on the test tray, like their hair, right, or some saliva, or some sample of their blood or whatever. You can put on the test tray, and that will be like a measurable frequency to have on the test tray for the testing results. I've had also children come in that, if a person doesn't have if a therapist doesn't have the animal pad, I use the animal pad for children that come in, because it's so much easier since they're moving around a lot, and a lot of children they don't sit still. So it's difficult for them to have the full harness on them. So the animal pad is a good choice. But having said that, so is the test tray. You can use the test tray, let's say, for children and during testing, and they can put their little hand on the test tray, and that works the same way, for the 3 minutes testing. And having them sit next to the test tray is just as powerful as having them on harness, just as is with a person with a pacemaker, like I said before. Other applications. We have other also applications. Let's say we all know, or most of you know, of Dr. Emoto. He passed away. He's done so much research on how water can save energetic or electrical and electromagnetic signatures, right? Water can save all this. So if by putting your water bottle on your test tray during an entire session, you've in essence saved your whole therapy and whatever was needed for the client in their water bottle. And so they can take it with them and continue their therapy at home with their water bottle, like a homeopathic. That's sort of like how homeopathy works too, right? Because it's energetic frequencies and signatures saved in either water or pills, and taken as a homeopathic. Okay. You can also do specific water bottle homeopathic remedies. For instance, if you want to, let's say, let me empty my info box. Okay. And if you want to, let's say, do something specific with Bach flowers, let's say, and you have your water bottle on your test tray, you can easily, make a cocktail of some Bach flowers, right? Load them here, right? And do, let's say, a 3 minute, I can do like a 3 minute 1, 2, 3. 3-minute zap. Okay, and zap it. And what I'm doing in essence is sending through the frequency, if my client is sitting there through the harness, but also through the test tray to the water bottle that's on the test tray, a cocktail of Bach flowers. And you can do that with any kind of remedy, right? Any kind of remedy. Either flower essences, or you can, find homeopathic remedies in the matrix and do the same thing. It's so simple. You can do the same with even precious crystals and stones. Like sometimes people bring me their jewelry, especially the jewelry they'd like to wear, and we can put them on the test tray and throughout their whole session, let's say, okay, and they can be loaded with different therapies that we have, and different remedies that we have gone through their session, or we can do specific activations of different remedies, or let's say crystals or Bach or what have you, and sending these type of frequencies and electromagnetic signatures to the precious stones. Applications are vast. This is the simple way of doing and activating either your water or precious jewelry and stones, or even homeopathic pills. We have other ways that are more intense and more, let's say, specific, that we can do the same. It's the same result, basically, that we do teach during our specialist course, and it's in the field of homeopathy, where again we can activate our water bottle or activate pills with specific homeopathic remedies. Let's just finish this. We just have 20 seconds left for this therapy to finish. Okay, so if we go into the feedback homeopathic activation, this is the panel for homeopathy, that we can also clear a carrier, if we have something on beforehand and we want to put something new on it. We can clear the carrier just by clicking it once. It clears the energetic past item that you had on it, clearing it to energize, let's say, a new water. But by doing this, we have to load all the homeopathic remedies. This is more advanced, and we could do that in our specialist course or in special training that we'll have later on. Other places that we also use the test tray and applications is also for addictions. Let's say addiction to cigarette. We can invert in addictions, or the device can test, let's say, against the cigarette bud and the specific cigarette against the person and how they react to that specific cigarette and how stressed they are. This is actually used in the anti-smoking, the stop smoking program that we have. There's a specific way that we can do that. This is also taught in our specialist course for the anti-smoking. But having said that, here in EPR, we have stimulate and duplicate remedy, where we can invert specific substances on a person, right? For instance, we can invert, let's say, sugar, white sugar. Okay, and by inverting white sugar, you can put the white sugar on the test tray, a sample of a little white sugar, and you also have the hololinguistic, let's say, application of I invert white sugar, and you can start the correction here. Okay. This is one way of doing this, and you want your percentage here. The higher, the better. We usually want 85%, but if the higher, the better. If you get it at 100, it's even better, right? So this will last for a minute. And we can do it over and over again till we get the good percentage of rectification that we want. Okay, I only got an 82, so I would do it again and again till I got a good rectification. You can also, instead of writing it down, you can write it down here, but you've also put it on your test tray, and you can put here, invert from test tray. So by doing that, if I click on that, you're inverting the white sugar that you put on the test tray. Okay, I did it from here and as a hololinguistic type, but here you don't get a percentage, all right? You don't get a percentage for the invert from test tray. I like to do it at least 3 times, just to make 3 is like your magic number. I like to do it at least 3 times, and it works. Even that short little zap is enough, and it's strong enough to do the trick, okay? If a person is, let's say, addicted to chocolate or addicted to any other kind of substance, this would work if you put it on the test tray and you invert. Now, say if you want to save the item that you have a sample of and it's not in the matrix, you can also put items in the matrix from the test tray, okay? So let's say I want to put a specific item, like let's say Malvina's chocolate. I want to, you know, I don't have it, but I have like a sample that I've made of chocolate, okay, that I'm addicted to. I'm just giving you an example, right? And I'll call it Malvina's chocolate. So Malvina's chocolate, okay, and I want to have this trivector signature in the matrix. So I can take the pattern from the test tray. I've put my Malvina's chocolate on the test tray, and I take the pattern, okay, and I can add anything that is not in the matrix that you want to have in the matrix for future use. Let's say even medication, even a precious stone, or anything that, you know, a certain, let's say, a DNA, a tumor, and you have a sample of their tumor, let's say, or whatever, from a biopsy, and you want to put it in. The goal is to take in the pattern and have the pattern at least, ideally, all 3 lines and signatures should be over the 50% marker. Okay, they're under here. So let's do it again. Ideally, all 3, but, you know, even 2 of the 3 items is good enough. so you can have a strong trivector signature pattern saved. We're a little less than 50%. Let's do it again. We'll do it over and over again until we get a good, reading of your item. There we go. So within these 3 times, I got a good reading. I got 2 of the bars over the 50% marker. So now we can add the item to the matrix. And I put it in Malvina's chocolate, and it's saved at 10,901. I can save the name, item saved, and there we go. So I now have at 10,901 and close. Okay, my item saved. There it is, Malvina's chocolate. Okay, so having said that, I can now, at any point in time, not even having that chocolate, but since I have is the signature, the trivector signature saved in my matrix, I could now, do individual reactions on this, see how I'm reacting, see if there's any allergic reaction. And, so that is another application of the test tray, of taking in and saving new items also in the matrix. Applications are infinite. If you have your creativity, you can apply it in any kind of way. Okay, I'm here for you for anything that you would like. Again, my name is Malvina Aninu. I'm here always to help you. Sending you love and light always. Bye-bye.